What's going on, everyone? Jack here from Half Chrome, and today I want to tell you about this. This is the Eachine Novice IV. Now, I've flown the Novice 1, the Novice 2, and the Novice 3, and each one has gotten better, and that is absolutely the case with the Novice 4. Now, this one is different than the others, and this is a 4-inch long-range drone. It's an all-in-one package, so you get the goggles, you get the batteries, you get the charger, you even get a nice little case. So, let's talk about this guy. Okay, so let's talk about what this is. Now, it's a 4-inch long-range drone. We've definitely flown these things before, and that's actually a drone that I really enjoy flying, right? This is just kind of a cruising drone. Kind of get out there and you cruise around. You can do flips and rolls, but this isn't built for acro. This is built for kind of just getting out there and flying. The motors on this are pretty darn efficient. They're 1404 2750 kV motors. Now, this thing is going to carry a 4S battery, and you get at least 2 or 4 depending on which package you get. Now, you can fly for about 20 minutes one of these LiPo batteries, or you can opt for the 18650 batteries and get 25. Some people even get 30 minutes out of those batteries. Justin Davis actually got 38 minutes on one of those. Wow. Flight controller is an all-in-one F4 flight controller, 25 amp ESC. You've got a whoop style VTX here in the back that is switchable from 25 to 400 milliwatts. I suggest you bump it up to 400 milliwatts when you fly, especially if you're getting this thing out away from you. Now, the receiver is actually an FR Sky compatible D8 receiver. It's actually made by Radiomaster. You can expect to get 500 to 1,000 meters of range, kind of depending on where and how you're flying. I put the receiver antennas coming out the side here. These little side pipes weren't the right size, so I did a little modification to get them coming out here. The camera here is a Caddx Baby Ratel 2, and it has a really nice clear picture. Now, we're not getting HD video. There's no DJI components on this thing, but you know what it does have? GPS. And the GPS is fantastic because you get a little bit more information when you're flying, flight speed, how far away you are, how high you are, stuff like that. But guess what? You can also use this to return home. You flip a switch, it ascends, and then it comes back to where you are. Now, it's not going to land itself. You're going to want to get it under control when you see the drone, but it is nice to have this GPS, and I tested it and it works pretty darn well. We also have a lost model alarm here that will beep if the battery gets disconnected. So if you need to find this thing and you crashed far away, that is definitely a bonus. It does come with a TPU mount to mount an Insta360 Go, which actually works pretty well. I did that. I got some video with this. I also modified it. That's why you see this zip tie here to carry the Insta360 SMO 4K camera, which does give you a little bit better picture. Now, you can fly this whole setup and you're under 250 grams, no problem. And that's actually really nice because you can kind of get around having to register this thing, remote ID, things like that. Now, if you're flying as a Part 107, it doesn't really matter. Now, with this camera, it's just at 250, so you really gotta be careful if you're shooting for that sub 250 mark. All right, so here we're gonna look at some cruising flight recorded on the SMO 4K camera. It is a nice little compact, kind of like a naked GoPro style camera. Really nice, but like I said, it does kind of push the weight up to about 250 grams, and it is stabilized, right? You can kind of choose the stabilization, you can choose the angle. It's a nice camera, but the amount that the drone comes with is actually for the Insta360 Go, which is what you see here, also stabilized. Now you can see I get a little bit more props in view here. Just kind of the way that it sits on the drone isn't quite as nice, and it's not quite as crisp, but it is lighter, and it certainly will fit. Now here we're looking at the DVR video of me flying the drone. I'm going to do a little bit of acro here, right? Like, it's not an acro basher by any stretch of the imagination, but you can do some flips and rolls and some fun things with it. I do like the camera. It is nice and bright, pretty crisp. The colors are pretty darn solid. And as you see, yeah, you can do a split S or two. It's a fun drone to fly. It's got enough power that you can kind of pop in and out of some moves, do some rolls. But again, you can also do some cruising, which is really nice. The thing about this, because it has GPS, you get a little bit more data on the screen. Now, you need at least 6 satellites before it'll take off. So if it's not taking off,
kind of look in the on the left side there. You see I have 6 satellites. Actually, I think you only need 4 to fly, but you need 6 for a return to home. And you have to set up the return to home. It's not set up natively, right? You got to go into beta flight and go into GPS rescue and tell it to come back. Now here I am kind of getting it out and getting ready to flip that switch to send it home. And when you do that, you'll see in the upper right-hand corner where it says air, and now it says rescue. So it's going to rise up and it's going to start to return to where I came from. You can kind of see it's currently 55, 40 meters, 30 meters from the home point, and then I get close enough, and then I flip the switch. It's not going to land like a DJI drone, but it will come back to where you took off. So, and it was pretty accurate, right? I don't know if you can see it. I'm in that little covered area over there by the park. So about 50 meters, 60, 70 meters, 80 meters from where I am now. But yeah, this is a fun drone. So yeah, this is a really good package for a beginner. The radio that you get, the Radio Master, is excellent. The goggles are really good. It comes in a nice carrying case, although, once you kind of put the drone together, that's not actually going to go back inside the case. You're going to want to strap it to the outside or carry it along with you, but still, solid beginner kit that's not over powerful, right? It's something that I'm going to fly with my son, right? In fact, you'll see us do that here in just a minute. This is me flying, and then he's going to take a turn. And I feel confident that it's not too powerful of a drone for him.
Now, this thing is actually pretty darn durable. Well, I think this is great for a beginner. You get the drone, you get the goggles, you get the remote. I actually took my son out to fly this. Now, he's flown some drones, mostly in a simulator, and he actually really liked flying this. We compared this to a small toothpick, and he actually enjoyed flying this a little bit more because you do have a little bit more power, and you can bet he certainly crashed the heck out of this thing, and it withstood some crashes. Now, if you're interested in buying this drone, you're interested in buying it because of the full package. Everything you need to fly this drone comes in this nifty little carrying case. That includes these Eachine EV800DM goggles. Now, these are actually really nice goggles. You got diversity, you have a DVR. They even telescope out so that you can kind of find the right focal length for you. You can put a pair of glasses if you wear glasses. They're really a nice beginner set of goggles. Found the screens to be nice and bright, and while my son was flying, I would use these because it's easy to just kind of look in and spot the drone at the same time. It also comes with this. This is the Radio Master TX12, which is actually a really nice radio. Gimbals are nice. You've got plenty of switches. You can put other drones on this remote if you so choose. Now, I think it's a little bit small. Some people like the small form factor. It does actually feel really nice in my hands. It's nice and light. We've got this little handle that folds down for easy storage. It is a good remote. Now, I typically fly with something like this. This is my Radio Master TX16, and it is absolutely bigger and bulkier. I asked my son which one he prefers, and he absolutely said he likes flying with this. Now, he's 11, so keep that in mind. He does have smaller hands, but I don't find this to be too small. I'm a pincher, works fine for that. As a thumber, it actually feels really comfortable. Now, this isn't the full multi-protocol TX12. It does have some multi-protocol functions. It is compatible with FrSky, Futaba, and Radiolink, and a couple of others. It's not a full multi-protocol radio like this, but you can still add things to it. It does FrSky, which is probably all you'll need. It does have an expansion bay in the back, so if you want to add Crossfire, something like that, you can do that. Charges via USB. Actually, charges via USB-C, and you can connect this thing to fly with a simulator. Definitely a good radio. You do get spare props, tools, screws, and things to help you if you should crash. You do get a charger that can charge 2, 3, or 4S batteries. Now, of course, 4S batteries are included. I, however, didn't use this thing because I have a nice balanced lead charger that I prefer. Now, would I recommend this? Yeah. If you're thinking about getting into FPV and the idea of long-range cruising appeals to you, then yeah, this is a really good place to start. You can use both the goggles and the remote with other drones should you choose to add to your arsenal. There are two packages, the 2 battery and the 4 battery. It's 420 or 450. Go with the 4 battery, unless you're going to pick up some of those 18.650 cells for a little bit longer range. Then grab the 2 battery and throw those in the cart as well. If you're thinking about buying one of these, make sure you check the video description because we oftentimes will have have coupon codes and discounts for these, plus their affiliate links, and they help this channel out. So if you want to help support the channel, click on those links. Whether you buy this or something else, it'll help support the channel. Make sure you check us out on halfchrome.com because we have all sorts of drone stuff from FPV to photography, and we also give away a drone once a month on our live stream to a lucky Patreon subscriber. Make sure you check the video description for more details on that. Hey, good luck and happy flying, everyone.